Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so delighted to be here with you for episode 51 of the Priestess Rise Up transmission. It's been a few weeks, and I'm just happy to be back here with all of you and spend this time together every week to remember your divine sacred mission. And I know that can sound like really big and really lofty, but it's actually very simple and yet at the same time so profound. And at the same time, we have so many obstacles, so many things that get in the way of us remembering why we're here. And even if we do remember, even if you know, I have a prayer in my heart to help heal the planet. And I know that the way I'm going to do that is by doing this, fill in the blank. Even if you know that, still, there are so many things that get in the way of us staying focused, unwaveringly focused on that mission. And so that's what these transmissions are for every week. This is to connect with the pristine clarity of your soul's guidance. And we're going to talk about that today, right? Connecting with the clarity of your soul. And as that happens, also with that clarity, understanding what are the emotional and mental blocks that are in the way. What are the emotional and mental blocks that can be making it hard for you to hear your soul's guidance or for you to take action? Because that's one thing, I was traveling, as some of you know. By the way, I would love to know who's here. So if you're here live, feel free to share in the chat. If you're here watching the replay, please feel free to do that as well. Sorry, I got a little distracted because I realized I think I didn't set this up right, and I don't think it's simulcasting on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook people. I just saw that right now. But I will send the replay. Hi, Susan. I'm so glad you're here, Suzanne. Yes, I missed you too. I've missed everyone. And so for those of you who don't know, I was away. It became a longer break from these than I anticipated because the week before I left on my pilgrimage through Ireland and France, I got sick. I lost my voice. It was insane. That's never happened to me before. I've had sore throats before and, times where my voice was raspy or I coughed a lot, but not like legit, I cannot talk. Like that has never happened to me before. And although I can teach and do lots of things when I'm not feeling well, if I can't hear my voice, if I can't use my voice, I really couldn't do anything. So then that happened. And then I went to Ireland and then I went to France. And then I spent some days in North Carolina in the States, integrating in the mountains of North Carolina. So it's been a very full month of June. And I got a lot, I received so much clarity. I received so much healing. I connected with so many amazing people, and I will be sharing much more in depth in some of my classes. But one of the things that I understood was that everything I do, these free offerings, my paid offerings, my private coaching work with my clients, it's all to help people to take action. Yes, it's for you to connect with your soul. Yes, it's for you to heal your emotions, all of those things. But all of that so that you can take action and create the results you want to have in your life and create your legacy of love in this world. Like that, where you are here as a way shower, you are here as a priestess, you are here as a beacon of light, you are here as a warrior of light. You are here as a medicine woman, a medicine man, you're here as a shaman, all the words, whatever words you use. Maybe it's a therapist or a wellness professional of some sorts. Even if you're retired or if you're in between careers, if you're watching this, if you're drawn to my work, you're absolutely here as part of the bridge, right? The bridge that is bridging humanity from the old paradigm to the new paradigm. I've really been connecting with that idea that we are bridges and how courageous it is to be a bridge, right? Because what does that mean? What that means is that you have experienced probably, right, a lot of challenges in your life, or you have had cycles of your life that have been challenging. And so you understand, right? You understand the dark night of the soul. You understand the challenges that can feel insurmountable, right? You understand how it can feel like you're going backwards, or it can feel like progress is happening so slow. That was all, that's all. And also you understand suffering, right? Suffering, growth through suffering. That was all the old, that's all part of the old way. And we're birthing a new way, but we're not there yet. And so many of us volunteered, yes, we did, to come into the earth and be part of the bridge. And on my pilgrimage through Ireland, through France, I was really, that became so clear to me. I mean, I knew it, but it became clear in a much different way. And specifically, as I connected with Mary Magdalene, she was really, who, of course, is just like Mother Mary, like Kuan Yin, like Green Tara, like so many other ascended masters, is a mentor for these times, right? They lived during very intense lifetimes. They understand what we're going through here in this lifetime, what the world is going through. And so they're here to mentor us. And so Mary Magdalene was really, I mean, there was so much, but one of the things that was really highlighted for me was like, oh, we are the bridge. And she really slowed that teaching down for me. What does it mean to be the bridge into the new paradigm of unity, consciousness, of compassion? And why us gathering together like this, in person, virtually, is essential as we move forward in these times. And so, as I was saying earlier, I was getting to this and I went on a little tangent. Well, it's all connected. Was that one of the things Mary Magdalene and my own soul and Mother Mary, who I was really connecting with in France as well, was sharing with me was that everything I did, one, as far as my professional offerings, one of the results is for people to take action. That this isn't, of course, I want you to feel good and I want you to feel better and I want you to have those connections with your soul. That is such a deep prayer of mine. All of that so you can take action steps. Now, before you, please do not use this against yourself. Your ego will hear that and will like to say, oh, no, I'm not taking enough action, or, oh, start to beat yourself up about it. Absolutely not. Your action, depending on where you are in your journey, might be a little tiny little step that's actually a huge step. Or it might be something that seems bigger. It will alternate. So this isn't a competition. This isn't about comparison. This isn't about hustle or frenzied action. In fact, for some of you, the action might be to set boundaries and stop taking so much action that's distracting you, right? So I just wanted to mention that today because I really want to plant that seed in every transmission today, episode 51, that your soul will highlight for you what is one action you can take that emerges out of watching, out of participating in today's transmission. Again, it might be something that your ego will say, oh, that's not important. Maybe it's that you're going to meditate at a different time or for longer. Or if you haven't been meditating, maybe your soul's like, you need to meditate, right? Or maybe it'll be making a phone call or sending an email or whatever it is. But I really want to weave that into these weekly transmissions, that there are action steps that are being taken, right? That we are, and I'm committing to this as well with you, right? And so today, what was really coming forward was that you are ready now, right? That, the next year, the next 13 months, I mean, the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, I mean, but there's going to be so many changes unfolding in the world, right? So many spiritual teachers are saying this, and you can probably sense it, right? Like all the things, all the systems, all of the pain and the crisis that can seem to be appearing. And it's very easy to feel like we just kind of have to hide from the world, right? Or be in our little bubble that we've created, our bubble of safety. But that's not why we came. And that's not why we came. We didn't come to be in our own little bubble. And don't get me wrong, I love the bubbles. I love having my sanctuary. I love the moments when I can do that, when I can have that. And in fact, this transmission, part of it is a retreat, right? A retreat from regular day to day to come back and be refilled, refueled by your soul, refueled by the collective energy. But let's be very clear. We didn't come here to bury our head in the sand or to go in the cave or to be a hermit. And I understand, I want to be very clear with this. There are absolutely times where you might be recovering from an illness, like when I lost my voice, right? Or before that, for years, I've said before about, when I was recovering from like an ongoing pneumonia attack, and then I had all these autoimmune things. I mean, it was like this ongoing thing. And I was a mom. I had all these things to do, so I couldn't fully just hide in my house, but I did a lot less. I was in this kind of, it did feel like I was in a bubble of healing. And that was exactly what needed to happen. So please, again, don't use this guidance to beat yourself up. Your soul knows, will highlight for you what from this for you to take. But I want to stress, I do believe that we've all gone through so much up to this point, because now we're coming out. We're coming out more than ever before. We're being in the spotlight. We're rising up. We're sharing our voice in whatever way it is for you, even if it's in a teeny little way, even if it's in a way that your ego wants to convince you doesn't matter, but it does matter. We are here as way showers. We are here as sanctuaries of compassion, not codependency. And so that's why, when I say that part of this transmission, each transmission is for you to receive what you need from your soul, to release what's in the way so that you can go take an action step. Maybe you do it right after the transmission. Maybe you do it a few hours after. Maybe you do it a few days afterwards. But your soul will guide you, right? And so I want to really make that clear, because what I was saying is you're ready now. There's things you are ready to do now. There's an action step that you're ready to do now. That's what Mary Magdalene kept telling me. Now. You're ready now. There are times in our lives where we've been getting ready to be ready, ready to be ready, ready to be ready, ready to be ready. And now you're ready. Doesn't mean you're perfect. Doesn't mean all of everything is aligned and you don't have issues with your health or family or moving or all the things. I mean, many of you know I'm in the midst. The countdown is here. We are closing in the house on July 20th. So after that, you will not see this background anymore. In fact, it'll probably start shifting as I keep selling and donating items. So that's not a lot of days. It's not a lot of days. It would be very easy for me to say, you know what, I just need to take July off. I need to not do priestess transmissions. I need to not see clients. I need to definitely not teach classes, because I need to just be focusing on packing and all the thousands of steps that are required when you're moving, and not just moving, but like literally moving, like I'm moving like to a different land. Like it's not a little move, it's a big move. But that's not what my soul wanted, right? So I understand that, my argument could be like, well, no, I'm not ready right now. I'll be ready in August. But no, now there's things I'm ready to take action steps on. And I'll be in August, September, October, there'll be other things. But that's the message for you from your soul, is you're ready now. And so that's the question. What are you ready, as the sacred bridge that you are, as the divine being that you are? What are you ready to take action on? And I want, something's coming really clear right now. I feel like this is, Mother Mary stepping in. That don't use what I like. How do I say this? I'm trying to say like 5 different things at one time. Let me slow down. One thing you want to remember is that our ego structure, we all have an ego. We're human. We are divine beings. And then we were born into this earth plane, and we come in with an egoic structure, an ego matrix, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has that, unless you're an ascended master. And if we're not ascended masters yet, right? And so remember that the ego is just concerned, is programmed to believe that whatever you're looking for is outside of yourself. So then it leads you to compare yourself to others, to measure things in some weird, bizarre way that never measures up, to basically the opposite of your soul. So it will try to twist everything around, especially spiritual truth. So when I say, you're ready now, take action, it's very normal that your ego will either say, oh my gosh, she's right, we've got to go do like a million things, let's get into frenzied action. Or your ego will get louder and be like, no, we're not ready. And then you go into paralysis. Or maybe there's judgment, like, see, you should have been taking action. Remember, all of those things are not coming from your soul. So I want to be clear that for some of you, taking action, you might be here to serve the world in a way that looks different than mine, right? Maybe for you, it's going to be, for some reason I keep seeing, so there's such a need for prayer and channeling of healing energy. So maybe you're being guided to every day sit for 10, 20 minutes and ask your soul, ask the divine to pour miracles through you to go to the world, to whomever, people you don't even know, right? And you're just going to be this willing vessel for that. That is so powerful. I remember there was a time in my life where that was my guidance. Things were moving very slow. I had just left my job as a teacher, where I had been so busy as a 7th grade teacher. Many of you have heard that story, right? I was a 7th grade teacher. I was just doing a lot, not just with 7th graders, but also mentoring prospective teachers. And then suddenly, I left that job and started a new career I didn't call myself a coach back then, or a priestess. I wasn't sure. I knew I was going to be in the spiritual wellness field. But of course, I didn't have any clients. I had nothing. So I had all this time, but I didn't know how to begin, where to start. I also, I'm a mom of 5, so I was busy with that as well. But I remember feeling so useless. I felt like, what am I doing with my life? Why did I leave teaching? That was such a noble job. I was at least, I was helping my students. It was such important work. Now I'm just sitting, or I'm trying to figure out, how do I get clients, or how do I, taking steps that it all seemed to be going so slowly. And absolutely, guidance I received was to buy this very pretty box. I didn't make this up. I know people do this. And I would just like put it on my lap and just send Reiki to it. It was just like, but like a very surrendered way. It wasn't like Reiki to my kids or Reiki to, the few clients I had or my former students. I mean, of course I could do that. But this was like, I don't have an agenda. You divine, you tell me where you want this to go. right? And even though my ego kept saying, this is not important, this is really not helping people, you need to go out there and actually do something, this is not, you're just deluding yourself. And so I'm sharing that story with you in case for any of you that's something that's coming forward. I don't want you to use this against yourself. If you're like, oh, well, am I being called to do Facebook Lives? Maybe, and that would be awesome, but maybe not. Maybe it's something else that your ego saying that's just it doesn't matter, but it does matter. And so, when we go into our meditation today, that's the question I want you to ask your soul. What is the action step I'm being guided to take now? I love that I'm here in Chicago right now for the next 3 weeks before we move, and there's like thunder, which feels so, I'm wearing my Kali Ma beads and feels so Kali Ma. I just really felt her energy coming forward, this like fierce, protective divine mother, like a mother bear, right? And so I want you to feel that mother energy, like this divine mother that loves you so much, that is so proud of you, that is just delighted by you, and is so protective of you. For those of you who have children, you understand, right, what that is like. Or when you see, even if you don't have your own children, you can, I'm sure there's people you know or care about that you can look at them and see like, oh my gosh, they're so radiant, they have such a beautiful light to share with the world. Well, the divine mother looks at you in that way. And this particular aspect, as Mother Mary comes in very fierce, and Kali Ma is like fierce, right? Like, I'm here to protect you. I'm here to cut through the ego, cut through all the drama and noise and distraction, so that you can receive from your soul and receive that next step, and you can take that step. And not judge it as too little or too big, or you're not ready, or you need to wait for this or that or that. No, if it comes to you, that's the step. And, I shared this in my first book, Answering Your Inner Calling. Our soul will guide us step by little step. I think that is one of the biggest thought errors that that potential clients have, or clients when they first start working with me have. And I used to have this as well. I still have to remind myself of this. Is they think, oh, I want this guidance from my soul and I'm not hearing anything. But then when I talk to them, it's like, well, I have heard that, maybe I should start taking walks, or maybe I should go join that one class, or maybe I should call that person and make that appointment, or maybe I should respond to that email. But our ego is like, no, 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 that's not important enough. Or no, you're not ready. Or no, it has to be perfect. Let's sit and think about this for a month, right? Like, that's what our ego does. And so it's the courage, the willingness, the discipline to be like, okay, I'm going to take that little step. That's actually a big step, because then the next step will be revealed. And so the question, and I've done this question before, but it's very simple. As we enter our meditative space, and if there's anyone else here, I would love to see who you are. I apologize to everyone on Facebook that I realize I scheduled this wrong and it's not simulcasting on Facebook, but I will send the replay. The question is, what is the next right step? And so that question, I want you to envision that question as a golden key, as this beautiful key that opens this, it's like a code that opens this beautiful portal in your heart for you to receive an answer from your soul. But I want to say this, to remind you of this. First of all, your soul always answers you. Always. There's no exception. Your soul's not, holding back. The only reason your soul wouldn't give you an answer yet is if your soul's like, let me rephrase that. Your soul will always answer you. She might not share the whole answer yet because she knows it'll freak you out, right? Like, I mean, probably in December, if Mother Mary had told me, oh, guess what? In July, you're going to be moving. You're going to close on your house on July 20th, and then you're going to get on a plane on July 22nd and fly far, far away. I would have been like, what? I would have freaked out. I would have been like, how in the world are we going to do that? That makes no sense. Where am I flying to? How are we going to sell our house? Who's going to buy it? How are we going to get rid of all the things? What about my kids? I mean, I would have been a mess. So if our soul doesn't give us all the answers, or the ascended masters, it's because they know the divine timing. But your soul will always answer. However, your soul will, sometimes when we ask, we're so eager, or we're so nervous, or we're so worried, or all the things, that we don't hear the answer right away. And that's okay. So when we fully step into this and I guide you, it'll be very quick. I invite you to release any pressure, like, okay, I'm going to ask my soul this question and I better hear it right now. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't hear it wrong. Or I hope what if it's my imagination and not my soul? Those are all normal worries. But I invite you to just let all of that go. Don't even put pressure that you're going to be conscious of the answer yet. Although you might. Some of you have been doing this for some time. So you might be, it might just be more normal for you. You might have more like just kind of ease with the process. And you might just be like, oh, yeah, I got the answer. And I already am. For most of you, it'll be something you already knew. You're like, oh, yeah, my soul's been telling me that for some time. I've just kept putting it off, right? I just kept saying, I don't know. I just kept thinking it wasn't that important, right? And that's okay. Your soul doesn't judge you for it. We all do that. It's very, very normal. Part of having these weekly transmissions is also normalizing all of this so that you don't think, oh, it's only me, something's wrong with me, I'm slow. Like, this happens to everyone. I'm telling you, when I was in France and I attended a 3-day, I hate calling it a conference because it was a conference it was like a 3-day ceremony, sacred ceremony gathering of mostly women. There were a few men from all over the world, truly, who are wonderful, amazing women, amazing healers, amazing priestesses. Some who've been doing it for years, some who are like, oh my gosh, I literally just last week saw this event and I knew I had to be there, from all over the place. And it was so validating for me, again, how everyone from all over the world, all these beautiful, amazing women, had similar struggles. It was like, and I've been saying this for years and years and years, but it's like, still, for any part of me that was still like doubtful, it was like, oh my gosh, this literally is normal. And so we want to normalize it so you don't use that to beat yourself up or tell yourself you're not ready. Because remember, what did I say? Mary Magdalene said, you're ready now. You're ready now. You're more ready than you've ever been. And tomorrow you'll be more ready than today. Isn't that amazing and so exciting? And so let's go ahead and take a few cleansing breaths. And feel the earth under your feet, under your body. And bring your awareness to your heart. Maybe you bring your hands over your heart center. And just invite your beautiful soul. And to be clear, your soul doesn't even need an invitation because your soul is always with you. But that helps it helps us. It helps the human part of us to become more receptive, more open, more tender to receiving our soul's blessing, our soul's love, our soul's guidance. So just say, I welcome you, beautiful soul. I invite you, beautiful soul, to be here. And so invite your soul to fill your heart with your soul's light. Fill your heart and fill your whole body. So fill me with your light, beautiful soul. Fill me with your light. Fill me with your love. And as you have that intention in your heart, knowing that your soul is already responding, whether you feel anything or not, I invite you to visualize a beautiful path before you. It's this beautiful rose, peach rose gold path. And you know, as you look at it with your inner vision, that it's this path that is, it's the path for you. And what's interesting is that it's the path where you share the most with others, where you are seen the most, and you are the safest. And it's interesting that this is coming forward because sometimes we're afraid. We're afraid to be seen because we're afraid that we're not safe. And yet right now your soul is saying, look, dear one, this path of service, this is the path that keeps you the safest. And so in this moment, you're asking, beautiful soul, what is the one action step that I'm ready to take today or in the next few days? What is the one action step, no matter how small or how big or how in between size it feels? You're asking that question. What is the next action step that I'm ready to take, that you're guiding me to take? And let's just listen in silence for a few moments. And remember what I said. It's okay if you don't hear anything. Just know that your soul is filling your heart with that answer right now. And as you feel your soul's answer filling your heart, whether you're conscious of what the answer is yet or not, thank your soul. And ask your soul and all of your guides, your ascended master guides, your guardian angels, all those divine beings who love you unconditionally, to send you signs, send you reminders, so that afterwards, if you doubt it, if you're like, I don't know if that's what I actually heard, I don't know if that's what I'm actually supposed to do, that the universe is going to send you so many signs, so many reminders, loving reminders. So you're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. That's right. I'm ready to take this step. And so with deep gratitude, we bring the palms of our hands together and we bow to each other in our own heart. And we close that inner meditation with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, everybody. So I want to pull a card of a few minutes. So if you want me to pull a card for you, let me know in the chat. And I'll pull one for those of you watching the replay. I want to let you know that my Emotional Radiance Masterclass has rescheduled. Thank you so much for your patience. Again, it was one of the things I had to reschedule when my voice went away. And I will share more about that. There's a big, obviously it was physical, but it was also absolutely a spiritual initiation that I was going through. I will share more about that. But anyway, that's going to be on July 14th. I'm going to send a link for that. It's a free masterclass. And I knew back then when I canceled it that it was okay or reschedule it because I'd be able to offer it in such a more powerful way after I came back from Europe, from the spiritual pilgrimage. And absolutely, I was right. So that'll be July 14th, Friday, July 14th at 10:30 a.m. Central, Chicago time. I will be doing the Mother Mary planetary healing class. That'll be on July 28th. That'll be from a new land. And that's going to be Mother Mary undoes ancestral knots. I will talk about that sometime later. But for now, sign up for July 14th. I'll send the link through my newsletter, and I'll also put the link in the description. And of course, you'll see me next week. The only week I know I'm not going to doing it July 19th is the day before we leave our house, and we're going to have a moving company come to pick up stuff. So I can't guarantee what time I'd be available. I probably wouldn't even have a chair or table to sit on. So definitely won't be doing it July 19th. All right. So I have Diane and Suzanne. All right. Let's pull a card for you, lovely women. Oh, Sharon. Yes. Oh, how interesting. I thought I grabbed one deck, but I grabbed the other one. I'm just going to trust. All right. Suzanne. Let's pull a card for you. And you know what? I'm going to make this. Oh, first of all, actually, let me pull a card first for all of you watching the replay. This is a card for you all. And what I was going to say is let's make this card. The question is going to be the same, like what is going to help you take that action step? Right? Like what's your soul's guidance for that action step? So this is for all of you. Let me tune in. This is for everyone, live or on the replay. Then I'm going to pull one for those of you who requested here. Okay. I can't always do that, but sometimes I have a little bit of time. So here we go. This is for everyone. I love this card. Princess. Oh, wait, let me just say, this is from Soulful Woman. Princess Charming. I take the horse by the reins and become my own Princess Charming, taking care of my own needs. Look at that. So what is this saying? This is very lovingly saying, if you're waiting for somebody else, and we all do this. I'm not calling you out or judging you in any way, because I absolutely need to hear this message too. But when we're waiting for someone else to rescue us, or someone else to give us permission, or someone else to whatever, this is saying like, no, you're your own Princess Charming. You do it. All right, so let me just pull a card. I'm going to pull from, this is the Soul Helper Oracle. So Suzanne, I'm going to pull one for you, Diane, and one for you, Sharon. Okay. Oh, gosh. All right, Suzanne, this is awaken the magic of your creativity. Immerse yourself in the world of feelings. Look at this beautiful card. Again, awaken the magic of your creativity. So this is definitely a card of creation, creativity. All right. Thank you, Suzanne. Diane. This is so perfect for what we did today, Diane. The time is right. Seize the day and make progress on your soul path. Look at that. The time is right. No, you're ready. Beautiful. And Sharon. All right. Wait, Sharon, I think you meant you did want a card, so I'm going to do that. All right. And then we will be done. This says a partnership for the new age. It's time to welcome it. So the saying, now there is like a romantic that, it's like a princess and a prince. It doesn't have to be romantic, although it could be, but this is like a partnership for the new age. It is time to welcome it. Welcome those divine partnerships. Welcome that support. Welcome what your heart's been praying for. It's there. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Oh, thank you, Chris. So glad to see you here. Thank you, everyone who's watching the replay, everyone who is here live. I'm glad to be back. I am so committed to my own path and to supporting you in your own path, which, by the way, if you are interested in having a conversation on how I can support you, I do offer a free breakthrough consult. Just go to my website, lisaespinosa.net. Go to free consult and you can read all the details there. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great, wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you next week. Bye.